The Liberal Party has taken a hit in the polls as housing and the affordability crisis stay on top of mind for many Canadians. The shortage of homes in Canada and the resulting high cost to both rent and buy are becoming a national political problem for the government. And today they're hauling in grocery executives at a meeting to address another major affordability concern, that is food prices. What is being done at the political level to deal with this, and will it be effective? Let's bring in John Manley, senior advisor at Bennett Jones and former finance minister and deputy prime minister, joining us now. John, they're going back to work. They're back up at Parliament Hill, which is why it feels like there's so much more conversation about this. But what are you thinking about the offensive now that the Liberals are mounting on housing, on grocery prices?
Oh, they're in a real pickle, Amber, because some of these issues have been brewing for a long time, and all of a sudden their polling numbers have deteriorated rapidly. And there's a saying in government: if there's a problem, then something must be done. And so you find something, and it is something. Therefore, let's do it. Whether it's effective or not is almost incidental. I think you saw over the course of the caucus retreat that Liberal members of Parliament are starting to feel pretty anxious about the messages that they're getting back in their constituencies. These are all, an MP sometimes seems like they don't matter, but when they get concerned about their own ability to get reelected, then they're going to make things uncomfortable for the party leadership. And I think that's probably what you saw coming out of last week, and that's why you're seeing a flurry of activity now.
These things are unlikely to change, though, the minds of people when it comes to, rhetoric is not going to solve this, to your point. You need to see kind of housing affordability immediately, even though that's such a big challenge. When you look at the measures on supply, we've been talking about supply for so many years, but does it finally feel like we are getting something that's concrete and could move the needle?
Yeah, well, I actually like the measures that were taken with respect to supply, because I think, although, yes, on BNN we've been talking about supply, but most of the measures taken by government have not been about supply. They've been supporting the affordability by putting more money into people's pockets, first-time home buyers, and that actually increases demand while doing nothing for supply and therefore nothing for affordability. So moving to the supply side of the equation is good. But, the really immediate thing here is other areas of inflation, particularly the food inflation. Let's face it, unless you are in the market to buy a house, you're not affected by the housing prices. Unless you're trying to rent a new apartment, you're probably not affected by the increase in rents, which is also due to the increase in prices. And unless your mortgage is up for renewal, you may be thinking about the fact that interest rates are up, but if it hasn't affected you, your daily trip to the grocery store is what's impacting your thinking.
And on that front, it's hard to see what concrete could come out of that, but maybe you have some greater insight into what could come out.
It's kabuki theater, it's as the Japanese call it. This is the government's, as I say, the government's in a pickle. They've got a partner to keep them in office, whose leader couldn't pass Economics 101. Let's face it. It's a case of, don't blame me, don't blame you, blame the guy behind the tree. So let's blame the grocery companies. Even though the Bank of Canada has done studies on this that show that there's been no significant increase, there's no real increase in margins at all. In fact, as you were saying to Dan, Amber, margins have been squeezing. So there's a basic problem here. If the government and if the politicians and other parties actually wanted to do something about food prices, they'd start looking at supply management.
Yes.
Instead, what do they do?
The sacred cow that is supply management. And you're right. I wonder if that will even be brought up at all.
Well, they just passed a bill in the House of Commons, a private member's bill, saying that the government is not allowed to negotiate supply management in any trade agreement with anybody. And by the way, did anyone hear that the USMCA, the NAFTA.2, is coming up for renewal in 2 years' time? if passed by the Senate, that could really undermine a lot of other sectors if it was actually adhered to in a negotiation.
It doesn't look like the country is at the prospect of an election because, as much as you might disagree with whatever the NDP does, they're unlikely to all of a sudden support the Conservatives. But when you look at polling, it seems like, the winds certainly are shifting that way. Ultimately, do you think that Pierre Poilievre will become prime minister?
Well, there's a couple of factors at play here, Amber, when you look at political trends. I always have thought that, at least in modern Canadian political history, that there's kind of what I call the Seinfeld rule at play. So Seinfeld, great TV show. I loved it. Made me laugh for many years. It lasted 9 seasons. After 9 seasons, some of the actors want to do other things. The writers are running out of ideas. And most importantly, the audience starts to say, yeah, that was good, but what else is there? So 2025, Mr. Trudeau will have had 10 seasons. Before him, Stephen Harper, 9 seasons. Before him, Jean Chrétien, 10 seasons. Before him, Brian Mulroney, 9 seasons. You want a renewal after 10 seasons? The odds are against it, quite apart from anything else.
I like that.
I would say time for a change is a force of nature in politics. It's like the Hurricane Lee. All you can do is batten down the hatches and hope that it's not too bad.
All right.